Hello and welcome to the Have You Seen podcast brought to you by Dave on Film. I'm Dave and this is our BAFTAs reaction special. So the BAFTAs have just been on. The 2026 ceremony were hosted by Alan Cumming, who's a great comedic actor. He's actually said that he's doing a musical of The High Life. Now, if anybody saw The High Life, originally it was a Scottish comedy series that I absolutely loved. Dearie me, and it were all about a lot of what I call air stewards on a flight, and the pilot would have drunk. Um, there were all sorts going on with the aircrew. I really enjoyed it, and apparently they're doing a musical of it. But that's the Alan Cumming news for the night. The other news is that there's been a BAFTAs ceremony, and there's been some pretty big winners and some decent wins for some British stars and films. So I'm going to go through them. And I think we should talk first of all about we'll start off talking about what won best. We'll go back to some of the smaller categories and then we'll build up to the bigger ones. So we'll go from the bottom. So the very first one, well, I say the very first one, there was an award for the Rising Star. So this is kind of the only one that's voted for by the British public. And I was really, really pleased with this one because it was the one that I voted for. And it was Robert Aramayo for I Swear. So I Swear is a lovely, lovely British film. True story, all about a guy called John who has Tourette's, and he did a lot of he went through a lot of adversity, and then as kind of life progressed, he became an advocate for talking about the Tourette's world, uh, and kind of spreading the word and awareness for it. And he did really well. So this film is all about his life and the kind of the struggles that he went through. And Robert Aramayo in it is amazing. So he's not got Tourette's, but he acts the part fantastically. And I voted for him, and I was really, really pleased when he won the Rising Star Award. But he's obviously he won up for some other awards as well. So we'll come to those later on and see kind of how he. If you already know because I'm talking about it. But yeah, we'll see how he does later on. So we'll fly through some of the other ones. The best documentary was won by Mr. Nobody Against Putin, not one that I've seen. Best editing, one battle after another took that, and I thought that that was going to probably go to F1, but one battle after another takes best editing. Cinematography again went to one battle after another. Who had a very good night at these BAFTAs. Will that be how it feeds through to the Oscars? Who knows? We'll find out in about 3 weeks' time. So one battle after another takes cinematography. Casting was won by I Swear, which I was very surprised at because we're up against Mighty Supreme, one battle after another, Sentimental Volume, and Sinners, who have some amazing casts. But I think it probably comes down to the fact that they got Adamayo in there and really kind of showcased his skills. Um, Best British Short Film went to This Is Endometriosis. British Short Animation went to Two Black Boys in Paradise. Best Animated Film went, thankfully, to Zootropolis 2, because it's amazing. So funny. If you're not seeing Zootropolis 2, go watch it. It's awesome. And then we get to some slightly bigger awards. So we've got, slightly bigger for others. I mean, if you've done a short animation, like the guys who did Two Black Boys from in Paradise did, the British short animation category is a massive category. Uh, so then the best original score that went to Sinners, and that deserves it because Sinners, the whole film of Sinners, is just full of music. The whole film is about music. So the music that's kind of going on all the way through the film. There's I know my friend Yvonne. She kind of said to me, "Have you noticed that the music doesn't let up at all?" And I didn't until she mentioned it, and then I realised the music didn't let up at all. So there you go. So that took the best original score, fully deserved. Best hair and makeup went to Frankenstein. Amazing. Frankenstein, the Netflix film, the Del Toro film. He did an amazing thing with Frankenstein. He did make it look amazing. And the hair and makeup was one of the reasons why. and it also won Best Production Design as well. And again, I will never be sad at a film like Frankenstein winning Best Production Design because it looks amazing, and that's what it's all about. Best sound went to F1, which was understandable because you literally filming the sound of race cars flying around the track, so we're always going to win. Special visual effects, as anticipated, went to Avatar: Fire and Ash because the entire film is a special effect. Frankenstein also took best costume, and again that were up against Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, which I don't know why that were in best costume. I suppose because it's a slight period piece. Sinners, which could have won it, and Wicked for Good, which Wicked it was the only BAFTA that Wicked was up for, and it didn't win because Frankenstein won it. The best children's and family film. Now Zootropolis was in this, Zootropolis 2, and it went to a film called Boone, BOONG, that I've not seen. So I need to kind of go and find that and find out what it's about and see if I enjoy it as well. And then into the really big awards then. So we get the best supporting actor. And this was another win for One Battle After Another, who had two supporting actors in this category. They had Sean Penn and they had Benicio del Toro. But Sean Penn took it. And now I'm quite vocal about the fact that I didn't enjoy One Battle After Another. I've said that I need to reappraise it. I need to go back and I need to watch it again. And but I can't deny that Sean Penn is a real tour de force in that film, and he does put in a really good performance. I need to watch that film again, and I've made this promise that I will. I will sit down and I will watch it again and see if I can come away from it feeling any different because I might do. And I've done that with many films before, most notably American Psycho. I hated American Psycho. I told everybody it was one of the worst films I'd ever seen. Until a few years later, my mum wanted to watch it. She went, "Wow, what's this? It's on Sky Movies. American Psycho." Like, oh, it's shite. And then we watched it again, and I loved it. And now it's one of my favourite films. So who knows? Maybe One Battle After Another is a little gem that I'm missing out on that I need to rewatch. Best Supporting Actress. So there was quite a few up in this one. Again, that could have easily won it, and it actually went to Wunmi Masaku for Sinners. Very, very much deserved. She puts in really good performance in Sinners. Sinners is a good film. If you've not seen it and you don't know anything about it, don't find out about it. The less you know about that film, the better. I went into it knowing some things, and I wish I didn't because of what happens. And if you've seen it, you'll know. And I want to liken it to another film, but I'm not going to because if I tell you what other film I'm going to liken it to, it'll give away what happens in this. So Wunmi Masaku really deserved it for Sinners. She were up against Odessa Zion for Mighty Supreme, Ingrid Ibsdottir Lilias, I think it is, from Sentimental Value, Kenny Mulligan from Ballad of Wallace Island, Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another, and Emily Watson from Hamnet. So I'm quite pleased won that one. So yeah, fair play. Best supporting actress. I'll be looking out for stuff that she's in again because I thought her performance in that were really good, and I'm not sure I've seen her in other things. I probably have, and I've just not noticed. But then, so yeah, there we go. On to best director. So best director, there were six up in this again. It were between Sin and Sentimental Value, One Battle After Another, Begonia, Hamlet, and Mighty Supreme. And it went to One Battle After Another. So Paul Thomas Anderson won the best director BAFTA for One Battle After Another. Now, obviously, I'm not a massive fan of the film, but I can see that it was directed well. It was still well put together. So I don't begrudge it. I wish it'd have gone. Probably, I don't really know what. I think I wanted it to go to Ryan Coogler for Sinners, um, because of how much I enjoy Sinners. But yeah, it went to Paul Thomas Anderson, and One Battle After Another picked up a fairly decent sized award there. Is it going to pick up any more? So the best non-English language film went to Sentimental Value, which I'm pleased about because it's one of the only ones of those that I've seen. In fact, it is the only one out of the list of non-English language films that I've seen. Um, Sentimental, it's all right. It's slow. It's a story about a dad wanting to kind of reconnect with his daughter. He's written a film and he wants her to be part of it. because it's about the life of their mother, of his mother, even. Um, yeah, it was watchable. Um, Daddy Skarsgård, I always call him Daddy Skarsgård because obviously he's not the other ones. But yeah, Daddy Skarsgård's in it. And yeah, there's some good performances in it. It's an alright film. So that was the best non-English language film. Best original screenplay went to Sinners by Ryan Coogler. So he did an original screenplay for that. Yeah, fair play. It is original. Is it original? It's still an original screenplay. Is it an original story? Probably not. That other film that I said I wasn't going to mention, um, it's ripped off some elements from that film, very much so. But it is a good film, and I'm glad it won. Best adapted screenplay. So best adapted screenplay again went to One Battle After Another for Paul Thomas Anderson. Yeah, I mean it's an adapted screenplay. I don't know what it's adapted from. I don't know if it's a book. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson adapted it for the screen. The film were doing so well. It's probably why it picked it up. Um, Pillion were up on this one. I think I'd have preferred Pillion to win it. Begonia were never going to win it. Hamnet could have, but didn't. So yeah, one battle after one battle after another award at this rate. Um, so the best outstanding debut for a British writer, producer, or director went to My Father's Shadow. This is not what I've seen. The only one that was listed in that is Pillion. Wasteman was up, which Wasteman is out in cinemas now. It's only just come out, and I've not seen it yet, so I couldn't have commented on that. But I didn't actually know the other films that were in the list, so I couldn't really comment on those. Uh, the outstanding British film. This was always going to go one way, I thought, and it did. It went to Hamnet. Um, it's got a lot. It's had a lot of press about Hamnet and Jesse Buckley's performance and Paul Mescal, who's all right in it. Um, it's basically grief porn. Essentially, it's a true story. It's the true story of William Shakespeare and his wife, who we all know as Anne Hathaway, but she was called Agnes, which is spelled Agnes, so it looks like Agnes, but it's Agnes, which then over time became Anne. Uh, and then, yeah, so it's about effectively their kids. She gives birth, she has two kids, and one of them, called Hamnet, unfortunately dies, gets the plague, and dies. And the film is all about the grief that she kind of goes through as the mother. And then obviously that led to Shakespeare going away and writing Hamlet. So Hamnet and Hamlet are kind of an interchangeable name. So it led to him going and making Hamlet, which we all know has been adapted loads of times. We know the Hamlet story. So it's all kind of it's the story of that. Best actor. So best right. So I've skipped some. Let me skip what I've skipped. There we go. Best actress. So best actress to me only had one winner. A fair shout for Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue, because that's the only thing that is nominated for Kate Hudson's performance in Song Sung Blue, because she's really good in it. When something happens about 40 minutes into the film kind of takes a turn of pace that I wasn't expecting at all. And Kate Hudson's amazing, but she was beaten um, to the BAFTA by Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, I'm not going to begrudge Jessie Buckley that at all because she does put in a really good performance. Like I say, it is grief porn. She's crying through most of the film, but there's real pain in her face, and you kind of believe everything that's coming out of her mouth, and you feel the pain through her performance. So I'm now I so my gripe with Hamnet is I went into it knowing what happened, and the problem was the film kind of really tries to make you cry. And I think sometimes when a film tries to make you cry, it doesn't hit you. And I've heard this from a few people who say that it didn't affect them like they thought it would. It didn't affect me. Now I cried at everything. I was crying watching True Blood earlier on. Yeah, I know. Um, but Hamnet, which is kind of geared up to make you cry, didn't make me cry, and it was quite surprising. So yeah, there will be a lot of people who do, and I think if if you've suffered loss like they do, then I think it'll probably hit harder. But yeah, I felt like it was trying to add, but that doesn't deny the fact that Jessie Buckley's performance is amazing, and she deserves to get the Best Actress BAFTA for it. And I think she'll actually get the Best Actress Oscar. I think she'll do it in a few weeks' time. So I think she needs to look at a speech that she didn't bring down with her tonight's ceremony and tweak it a little bit because I think she's going to be in 3 weeks. I think it's 3 or 4 weeks time. I think she's going to be stood on that Oscars stage in Hollywood with a statuette in her hand, and I think it's going to be a massive moment for her. And she is a great actress. She's awesome in everything she's in, and she's very very watchable. So yeah, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Best Actress. Not got an issue there. Then we go on to Best Actor. So now this one, I didn't know where this was going to go. So up for it, I'll go through the list. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Timothy Chalamet for Mighty Supreme, Robert Aramayo for I Swear, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Jesse Plemons for Begonia. Now there is some big names in there. And I think you've always got to remember that this is the BAFTAs, and it's very much a British awards night. And when Robert Aramayo's name was read out, I was genuinely in shock. And not just in shock, but I was pleased for him. Because I remember watching Ice White, and I remember seeing the first trailer for it and thinking, I need to see this film. Because I remember watching a documentary years ago where the guy was talking all about having Tourette's and I remember being a kid watching it and this is going to sound horrible, but laughing at it, and I think it was kind of normal to laugh at it. But then when you watch I Swear, you realise that the stuff that he went through was horrific, and the pain, the everyday pain of having the tics and saying the things that he says, whilst some of the things he says are hilarious, and they're hilarious, and they even portray it as hilarious in the film. Some of the lines are amazing, but then you have to take a step back and think he must be going through it, and you see that pain in Robert Aramayo's face. And I am so glad that he won the BAFTA for Best Actor because he couldn't believe it. He genuinely couldn't believe it. His dad was bouncing up and down. There's going to be pictures in all the press this week of his dad with DiCaprio and his dad with Ethan Hawke and Michael B. Jordan, Timothy Chalamet. He's going to be loving life because he was the proudest person in the world when his son is on that stage picking up a BAFTA against the likes of DiCaprio and Chalamet and Hawke. Unbelievable. Absolutely deserved. Deserved everything he got. Robert Aramayo winning the Best Actor BAFTA has absolutely made these BAFTAs amazing for me. The greatest moment of the night for me, without a shadow of a doubt. Absolutely loved it. And then we went on to the final award, the best film, and it was between Sentimental Value, Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I wanted it to go to Sinners. I really wanted it to go to Sinners, but unfortunately, or fortunately, if you like it, and a lot of people do, One Battle After Another took the best film at the EE BAFTAs 2026. So One Battle After Another did do quite well. It did pick up a fair amount of um, of awards, and like I say, I am going to go back and watch it because I want to know. I want to know if everybody keeps talking about it, and I just don't think it was that great. But I will go back and I'll watch it. And if you've not seen any of these films, go watch them because there's some absolutely great films out there. I swear, I would recommend to absolutely anyone because it is a really, really good film. So that's it for the BAFTAs 2026. Some big winners. One Battle After Another did really well. I swear did way better than I thought it would do. So full credit to that. So there we are. We've got a few weeks now until the Oscars. Is there some films that are nominated in the Oscars that you're not seeing yet? Now's your time. Get watching them because it won't be long until some of these films might be winning the awards, and you need to know if you agree with it or not. Thanks for listening. I've been Dave. This has been the Have You Seen podcast presented by Dave on Film. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep your time circuits on and your flux capacitor fluxing. Goodbye.